All right, it's
Hey.
I'm starting it. Yeah.
You rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing it's how these start. My name is Scott Lambert. I'm a second year student at Bryensville Community College, and this is my honors project. It's basically just basically covering modern day relationships and the psychology behind them and everything. And because I'm a psychology major, I thought that maybe this would be a great place to look at and stuff like that. What do you think, Henry? What do you think of modern day relationships?
That's a cool idea. I've been into a lot of relationship.
Okay.
Can definitely like feel where you're coming from, you know. But tell them the part that they don't know. Like tell them something else, you know.
I wrote a little thing here. Robert A. Johnson once wrote that there could be a strong case that the shadow starts when you take a child out of the Garden of Eden, robbing them of their childhood. Maybe that's the case now. Earlier, we see children start to swear, prospect boys and girls without realizing sexual indications, all because of technology. Now is the sense of perfection. Be perfect or society deems you unsavable, not worth 2 pennies to rub together. But why might that be the case? And so where might this be traced back to? Maybe the loss of human touch. And that's sort of, what I'm questioning here. We live in an age now where everything is digital, and so what happened to that human touch? What happened to that human connection of just being together, wanting to be near one another? Now we have all these self-centered people who just want to run life through their own dream and forget the part of the sacrifice and everything like that of wanting to be whole and together with people. I have a statistic. It's from I think it's from the BCC, from an article I was reading. It basically huh? What? No, I'm not. Dude, why don't take everything so like?
I mean, it's too long, don't you think so? Do you think people will hear you, like if you speak that much long? I mean,
I think they'll pay attention. They'll have to. Basically, we'll do through a series of interviews. We'll talk about some facts and everything like that, and yeah. It's the Real Love Project.
History, theology, psych, relating broken heart to lust and, but not or, love. It says obsession, desire is something that is light. It's kind of like a soft voice that builds in the back of your head.
What I meant to say was that my thesis is the death of love and touch. Due to our symbiotic relationships with media and technology, we might very well be pushing ourselves away and trying to love from a distance, until that very distance makes us forget. Around 42% of children by 10 years old have smartphones, and by 12 it's 71%, and 14 it's 91%. That's access to everything. Our modern culture that glorifies sex and money never prepare those kids. And with instant gratification, I'm afraid it might affect the very core of relationships. It makes the next generation worse from its own doing. This is like the worst idea I think I've ever thought of. Would you guys want to answer 3 questions?
Nice to meet you, Scott. I'm Gia. Nice to meet you, Madison.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Scott. Nice firm handshake. I'm Tammy. Gigi. Hi, Scott. Hi, Scott.
My name's Henry.
Hey, Henry.
What is the definition of your perfect relationship? What do you think?
Okay. I feel like it's just really good communication and like understanding each other's boundaries.
Yeah.
Just communication is key. Like I think it's just really good communication and I guess chemistry.
People don't communicate enough because they don't want to, what we're saying, feel rejected or
feelings.
Yeah.
Feeling
feelings.
alone.
Good communication
Good
and a
communication.
respect.
Somebody that supports you in your own interest.
Perfect relationship is any two people that come together in the heart and they recognize the wholeness that they share in truth, and they're not looking to find completion in one another.
Yeah.
They're looking to express the completion that they already know or their wholeness with another person.
Your best friends.
Best friends.
If you're best friends, then you're going to have a good relationship.
Like commitment.
Well, with being best friends, that means commitment. So when a friend calls you in need, you're there.
Do you think there's been a change in the style of dating or relationships since like back then?
I feel like the themes that are the way people love hasn't really changed, but the way we go about dating and courting or whatever is different. I don't know if it's necessarily worse or better.
You had to go and meet someone, you had to call them on the phone to actually speak. There was no texting behind a camera. You can't say mean things unless you said it to their face.
Yeah,
So it was a lot less of that.
As consciousness evolves, as humanity evolves, how we express love will evolve.
Yeah.
So you have a nuclear family, which is one way of expressing love. You have the LGBTQ movement, which expresses love. You can express love with your dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love, there's no limit on the expression of love because it's our essence.
You know, people are more open about relationships and they're not restricted. They're not, you know, in the past, 2 people were living together and everybody was, you know, you can't be doing that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do, and people are more accepting. So that's a really good thing.
I think love can come from anything. It's just a way to make the new connection.
I
think it also depends on your values, like what you value in a relationship, what style that you value, what kind of connection you value.
Yeah. Okay. Has the meaning of being with somebody changed?
We were outside, we did things, we had to, if we argued, we had to make up.
We made a new word, a situationship.
Yeah,
That's like a new thing now. That's a thing now.
That's what I've been hearing. I've been reading about that.
I feel like a lot of, like, you can still be in a very close bond with someone. Like, there's something called, like, a queer platonic relationship where you're not dating or you're not together, like, romantically. There's no romantic feelings, but you're, like, basically, like, you're married, you're partners. But there's no, like, sexual or romantic aspect to it. It's just that you're, like,
Spending your life together.
You're spending your life together. It doesn't, like, being in a relationship with someone, I think, has developed into not just being like, oh, I romantically or sexually attracted to this person. It's I want to share my life with this person. I think that's a interesting development, a better development.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like, not everything, old traditional values, like, encourage you to go into marriage, but I don't think everything needs to end up in marriage or, you know, in a relationship.
Because
you're seeing people feel that I personally went through a divorce. Yet when I got divorced, I wasn't upset with my wife because I loved her and I wanted her to be happy, even if that was with somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So
My parents went through one too, so I.
But sometimes when you look at love as possession, and not something that is wholly expressing your wholeness, then there's a good chance that you'll be angry when someone leaves you or if you leave somebody, there's anger, guilt.
Yeah.
And those energies are not aspects of true love. They're aspects of ego love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, I see that. That's a cool thing.
I feel like marriage is good for the tax benefits.
Thousands of years for people to change, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we may say, oh, 50 years ago was this, or 100 years ago was this. It hasn't really changed that much. I still think young people, they still have the same values.
There you go.
There you go. I appreciate it. You,
all right?
You guys did awesome.
Can we
I
get like a
appreciate
little
it.
gift card or something?
I wish. I'm
No,
broke.
we're kidding. Whose grade is it? Yeah, what's school?
It's my grade.
Obsession is dire. It affects you. Okay, so whether you
Before all those answers, I was starting to lose hope. Perhaps it wasn't so doomed in the first place. What my observations showed me was that there was a blend of past and present ideals, and that maybe, just maybe, the relationships between love and the world wasn't doomed yet. Maybe a light was still shining. It gave me hope, the hope that I never thought I needed to find a light of my own. Hey, you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do you have your mic on?
Yes, I do. It's on right now. Yes. Thank you, Henry. Stay quiet. I'm trying to interview. A year spent with somebody or a one-night stand or your dream version of one?
I'll probably say a dream version.
A dream version of a one-night stand?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Can you define love?
Love, that's really complicated. I guess it's just a feeling that you have towards either one person or a lot of people.
Basically, wherever they go through in life, wherever they want to pick someone they want to be with, there's always gonna be struggle in life, and basically you gotta have to pick someone you want to struggle with.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Have a good day, Scott.
Somebody playing piano. Should we ask her or whoever? Sure. I saw a beautiful daisy today, up on top of a hill, a slope I'll never be able to grope. Not that the hill was hard to climb, only it was across a cavernous, dark pit. My first question is, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Are you scared of being alone?
Kinda, I guess. I mean, like, I feel like I'm very independent, but at the end of the day, yeah, like, it would suck to be alone for the rest of my life.
Do you feel hopeless sometimes?
Regarding love?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
What's the best memory you've had on a date? Even in my thinking of getting across it, this slope was surrounded by a bunch of hand-placed mines, encircling, but yet enticing to my eye. All this for a daisy, I thought? Past the cavernous dark pit, past the hand-placed mines, lies a heart covered in stone, covered by thorny wire, with a skeleton of a guy. How strange, I thought, for the daisy to be guarded by a commemorative heart. All in all, I liked the daisy. I always thought about picking it, but it seemed a little lonely up atop a hill, surrounded by a bottomless pit. But what a beautiful daisy despite the trouble, I said to myself. Who am I? The question that burns in many. What am I? Something that confuses many. Where am I? The lost turn to many. I, me, or you, perhaps us all. Lost? Why? Help. Help? You need fucking help. I guess I'll just run into this wall.
outside.
Perfect
Like,
relationship
we had to-
is.
if we argued, we had to make out.
Together in the heart.
I think there's a learning curve, though. I think many things.
Has the
But
meaning
I
of
do
being
think
with
it's
somebody
important
changed?
of
It seems to me that this newfound generational darkness we find ourselves in is because of our high expectations. The pickier we are, the more that darkness grows. We romanticize, then open our eyes to the truth of our own partners. In our youthful inexperience, and combined with our spoiled nature for getting what we want, we personalize our own romances until we see the person's person and greet them with boredom, casting them back into the sea of uselessness and moving on to the next, making problems out of the boulder not rolling to the side. We're sitting at the edge of an eternal cliff others before us began the free fall from. Time. Time only knows what will happen next.